Hey guys, so in this video of the K-swap, we're gonna start with some wiring stuff. So as you might remember, we drilled a hole in the firewall for some wires, and I put a firewall plug through here, and this is the part that I stripped from the mini harness. It's all stripped out, whatever we need. So now what I started doing was let me get a flashlight. So, part of the RPT kit, this is part of the harness, right there. So this is part of the harness that comes with the RPT kit, and it has these relays that come with it. And based on his video, he says this is like one of the best places he found to mount it. So I mounted it up there as well. I just used like three, hard to see, but three self-tappers, as you can see. Bunch of shavings. So yeah, I got that mounted up, and as you can see, I have metal everywhere. I need to vacuum that up. This is under the kick panel. So this kick panel here, it's right under there. But yeah, I'm gonna vacuum up all these shavings. And a tip for if you guys are like me and do things before you think, put some masking tape over the relay holes or relay terminals, so these shavings don't fall in there. I started doing it without putting that tape on there, and I got some in the little terminals, so I just blew them out and everything, and I was like, well, probably better to put the tape on there, so the shavings don't fall in there. Alright, anyway, I'm going to vacuum this up, and we'll continue on with the next part. So this hasn't quite gone well. I kind of have to relocate them down a little more, because like I said, I don't really think before I do things, and it was too close up there hitting these, so I couldn't get the relays in. So I'm trying to get them back down. And then I also lost my 8mm because I got stuck on there, and then it fell somewhere in here, and I can't find it. So I'm gonna have to get a new 8mm. Oh yeah, my clutch pedal does that, because also I was pressing it, and I kind of blew up the slave cylinder. I don't know why I did that, but I did, and the slave cylinder blew up. So I think I need a new one anyway for the swap, but yeah, that's not gone well. Okay, well, let me find my 8mm and clean this up, and yeah. Okay, so good news, the relays are in, and they fit. Can't really see. Well, anyway, the relays are in here. As you can kind of see, they're all in here. They fit, they're good. So we're good there. Bad news is I can't find my 8mm still, so I'll have to buy a new one. I use my 5/16 for now, but kind of upset about that. But yeah, so relays are in. Let me see what wires I need to run to the engine bay now. Alright, now continuing with the wiring, we've got this big mess of spaghetti over here. I think I mentioned I got the relays mounted up. You can see it better now with the light, but they're up there now. Got this spaghetti, and through the firewall plug, I got these ran through. So we've got green, purple, black, and red. And if you get the RPT kit, he has everything labeled. This is your 12-volt source for the red. The green is accessory. The black is starter. Let me let that focus. Starter 12-volt for the starter. And purple is your oil pressure light. It's not fucking oil pressure. So if you get the RPT kit, everything's labeled, and those are the four he says to run to the engine bay in his video. And this is, well, let me just plug it in, I guess. This is for the what's it called? Power steering pump. There we go. So that I can think that's how that goes. Hope that's how that goes. Does it go the other way? No. Okay. Yeah. It's this way. All right. Well, yeah. We'll plug this in. That's all good. That's cooked up now. But yeah. So that's all I got for the wiring so far. I'm not sure what else to do with the other wires yet. Still gotta look into it. I still got a whole bunch in the car. I still have this harness here. So I gotta look into like what goes where still. But yeah, I'll look into that, and maybe in this video we'll start on the engine a bit. So let's see where we go next. All right, so I did some of the wiring. So just to start, here's our accessory wire, the green one from the harness that comes with the kit, with the RPT conversion kit. So the green goes to the green wire with yellow stripe, and this is on the harness, the engine harness from the Mini. So green goes to green with yellow stripe. So I got that soldered up. The purple, which is your oil pressure indicator. So from the harness with the kit to the Mini engine harness, you're gonna put the purple to the blue wire. So I got that there. And then your thick black wire, which is your starter 12 volts, is gonna go to on the Mini harness, the thick black with yellow stripe. So this was a little hard to solder because the wires are so thick. My soldering iron is this one. It has a little pencil tip, but I made it work. I think it'll be fine. So I got those all soldered up, and the red is your 12 volt source. So this is gonna get an eyelet terminal. It's gonna go into the fuse box. I have to still do that, so I'm gonna do that now. And once I have it all complete, I'll show you guys and show you where it goes. All right, so the red wire, which is your 12 volt source. In the fuse box, there's a little source coming in already. This. Just bolt it up to that, and put an eyelet on it to bolt up to that. It should be good. So yeah, I did break the tab on the cover here. So I've got that drying overnight, and I'll put that back on. But I think that'll be all for the wiring for now. I think what we're gonna do now is let's see what we can do with the engine. It's over at my house, so let's go over there and I'll show you guys the engine I'm gonna be putting in here. Alright, so here's the engine I'm planning to use for this build. It's a K24A3. I got this from a JDM engine depot down in Maryland. So I'm gonna be using this for the swap. So the A3, from what I know, it's not a JDM engine. It's a European market engine. So it was in their Honda Accords there, which for us is an Acura TSX. So it's essentially the same thing as a TSX engine, at least from what I read online. Has the RBB2 block, head. RBB2 head and RAA block. I'm not too well versed on those, even though I am a Honda guy, but that's the engine. So we're gonna use that. I'm gonna get up onto the stand. So to do that, let's start moving things around. And yeah, get this on there.
Back up on the bed.
All right, as you guys saw, took a little while, but the engine is on the stand now. I don't recommend doing this. It's very dangerous, and I don't know why I did it, but I have to replace a lot of this stuff. Like, I mean, you can see these hoses and stuff, and this is bent as it is, right there. I gotta get a new one of this pipe anyway. So yeah, don't do that. Once I actually have this engine all refreshed and stuff, then that's when I will lift up the proper way. I just had this for now, but anyway, let's get this off of here. And yeah, so that's looking pretty good to me. All right, that's looking pretty good to me. All right, so now before we start on this, let me get the cars moved back in place, and then we'll start on that. All right, so got my little space heater there. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up the oil drain plug. I'm pretty sure this engine has oil in it still, because when I pull out the dipstick, I mean there's oil on it. It's pretty black, but there's oil on it. So get that back in there. Okay, so I'm pretty sure there's oil in the engine, which is kind of weird because I thought they would drain it first. But I think the engine depot I got from didn't do that. So let's see if there's any oil in there. All right, what do you guys think? There can be oil in there? Let's see. All right, let's see. Dang. Jeez, that's on there tight. Let's try this, I guess. There we go. All right, let's see. What is that? There's some kind of like sealant or something on there. Jeez. Okay. Good thing I'm not using this oil pan. Good thing. Yep, there's oil in there. Cool. All right, so let's let that drain. Drain there. And then we'll continue forward. Okay, so while the oil is draining, I tried to have a little look at the top. I took off the cover here and here. I don't see anything weird going on here. I think that's all good for the most part. This is a little concerning. There's the bolt in there is snapped off. So I'll have to fix that. And then for this coil, that bolt is also snapped off. So I'll try and extract that, but this one's here, and these other two are in the cover still. So I'll look at that. This is cut, but I don't think I actually need this. I'll just see. I don't know if I need any of this. I'll find out. I feel like I probably do, so maybe I need to find a new coil harness. But yeah, I will get these coils out and everything, and spark plugs and whatnot, and see what's going on. But once the oil's drained, I want to flip the engine over, and I want to take the oil pan off. So I'll just wait for that. Okay, so the spark plugs came out okay. Good news is the spark plug holes are not stripped. I think they look fine. I mean, I'm not gonna run these, but like the color, I think is fine. There's oil in the threads, so definitely needs a new valve cover. I'm not an expert spark plug reader, but hopefully that's okay. I'm gonna get new ones, obviously, but yeah, that's all good so far. Let's continue. So I just got the oil pan off. I mean, looks okay. I mean, there's some little, like these here. Not very happy to see that, but I don't know how much is too much, or if that's normal or not. I gotta look at that. And I got the oil filter here, so I might try and open this up and look at it. I gotta get a tool for that, but like, I don't know. I'm a little nervous now. I'm a little nervous. But let me see. I don't even know how to take all this off and look at the bearings, but maybe I should open the oil filter first and see that. All right, so I pulled out the windage tray that was here, and I looked inside, at least these two cylinders. Everything looked okay. I didn't see anything really weird. This has a bit of play, but I think that's normal, the side to side. It shouldn't be up and down, which I don't think it is. Just side to side. Okay, yeah. So I think that's normal. That one's a little in there, but I think it's okay. Couldn't really look on this side without removing the oil pump, which I don't want to do. Don't feel like doing that. So I'm gonna hope this side's okay. And then I cut open the oil filter. I used these tin snips, which I don't recommend. It's annoying. I'm gonna get the little oil filter cutter tool, but inside here, nothing really looked odd. It's sharp, but nothing really looked odd. And then looking in here, so it like fell apart in my hands. I feel like this oil filter was old, really old, because it fell apart in my hands. But like, I was looking in here, I didn't really see anything like out of the ordinary. Oh, that little bit you see back there is just the back of this, but yeah, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary, really. I mean, there's like maybe a few little areas with like a few little metallic-y bits, but it's nothing crazy. So I think it's okay. I think it's okay. So we're gonna go with that. And I think we're gonna put this oil pan on. So we'll put this oil pan on. Well, I'll put the windage tray back on, and I'll put this oil pan on. I'll get this opened up and show you guys what it is. It's off of a, I think, Civic Si, and that'll help with the mounts and stuff. So let me get this windage tray back on and open up the oil pan, and I'll show you guys what I got. All right, so I cleaned up the mating surface all around. I'm gonna give it one more like wipe down. But here is the oil pan that I think is to be used for this swap. So I think it's off a Civic. I got this from Rock Auto. The part number is back here. It's a Spectra HOP 17B. So this is a pan. I think that needs to go here. And basically, it's replacing that one. So it should go on. I'm gonna test fit it obviously, but it should go on, no problem. I also got these bolts. So you'll need M61 35mm length bolts for the oil pan. And if you're using a K24, you're gonna have two studs here and there. So I had to remove those studs here. It was a bit difficult. You can see I mangled them up, getting them out. I basically had to use vice grips and heat to get it off. Otherwise, they wouldn't really come off. Yeah, so that was the whole process. So yeah, I'm gonna thread these bolts in to make sure they actually go in, and I'm gonna test fit the oil pan, and hopefully that'll be good. All the bolts thread in fine, so now let's test fit the pan. All right, it fits. So looks good to me. Now I just gotta get some RTV and put the bolts in, and yeah, oil pan will be on. All right, oil pan's on, RTV'd. The bolts are hand tight right now. I got RTV all over the place. So I just have them hand tight for now because the RTV bottle says to wait an hour before torquing them down. So I'm gonna give it an hour and then I'll torque them down. So I'll be back once it's all torqued in an hour. All right, got all the bolts torqued down. There's a specific sequence you gotta use, so I found that online. I torqued them in that sequence. So now I'm gonna let that dry for 24 hours, and then I'll flip the engine back over. And I want to do the valve cover gasket and also check the valves, maybe adjust them. So let this sit overnight, and we'll get back at it in 24 hours. All right, it's the next day. Oil pan's on, looking good. I think it should be fine. I took the power steering pump off. It's right there, because the Mini itself has its own electric power steering. Well, it's hydraulic, but also electric. I don't know, it's weird, but has its own, so I don't need that. I think I need to get like an idler pulley off an EP3 Civic to put there. So I'm gonna do that. And I'm just gonna like kind of look over the engine, give it a little look over, and see what else is there. And oh, I took the intake manifold off also. I want to take the valve cover off next and adjust the valves and do all that and change the gasket. So let's get this off. All right, so I didn't film this part, but I got the valve cover off. As you can see, I gotta clean this up. It's pretty dirty. We got the three lobe cam. We got VTEC on both exhaust and intake. Awesome. So I might check the valve clearances. I never done that before on a car engine. Done it on my Honda Grom. So I think it should be the same. I don't know. I'm gonna watch a YouTube video. And yeah, let's check the clearances and see if they're good. So I'll be right back. All right, so I watched a video on adjusting the valve clearances, and I have the feeler gauges, but there's like a special tool people use that makes it easier. And I mean, there's no way I'm getting a box wrench in here with a flathead, so I'm gonna buy that tool. I ordered it off of Amazon, so I'm waiting for that to come in. This side would be easier, but I just want to wait. So I'll bring that into Amazon when it comes in from Amazon. I checked these at cylinder 1. I have it at top dead center up here, I think. They seem loose, so I think I need to tighten them. But of course, I'm waiting for that tool so I can do the rest. So for now, we're gonna put that on hold, and I'm gonna put in the new thermostat, oil filter, and water pump. So let's replace these for now, and then we'll do the valve clearances when that tool comes in. the old thermostat off, got the oil filter on. I'm gonna clean this out and then put the new one on, but I need to figure out this pipe. I need to figure out like how to get this off because I need to replace it. It has like a big big dent in it, so I gotta replace that. So let me see how to get that off. Got it off. I gotta order a new one of these. As you can see, it has a little dent in there, so I'll replace that. All right, so I started replacing the water pump, and as soon as I opened this box, I noticed that this water pump for the TSX is not quite the same. So it's a little bit different. So on this engine, this is a K24A3, the European model of K24, and it has this little oil, or for the oil cooler, this little inlet, I think, or outlet, I guess. This one doesn't have that. So this one doesn't have that. So I looked online. I think the Civic Si 2006 to 2011 water pump does have that. So I'm gonna return this one and buy one of those, and then we'll swap out the water pump. Yeah. So I'm waiting for the tool to adjust the valve clearances. Gotta buy a new one of those tubes, which goes in right there. And then I can put the thermostat on. And I did get the new oil filter on. It's just right there. Nothing crazy. So I think for this video, that's where I'm gonna end it. Not too terribly much done on the engine this video, but I mean, I have to wait for parts now, so we'll pick up again when I get the parts. For now, that'll be it for this video, and stay tuned for more.